Hi, Alex here, Alex McMullen, Success Moves Sales. Want to talk to you today about a new product, or actually quite a dated product now. It's starting to develop, which we call the 100S, 100 Sales. It's particularly geared to companies that are actually already very successful and they want to double their size, double their profits in the next 12 months. And this is a way of getting a quantum leap in your business without major capital investment. Now, we do that, we're obviously looking for people with big plans. It is the absolute essential. And we do that by recruiting 100 remote self-employed associates that will actually build up the sales and get paid after they've produced. Now, they want a higher share of the profits because they're doing it after, but it means that you can, instead of having one or two salespeople, you can have 100, which we get to you quickly and we make it all work, and it's very, very cost effective. It avoids venture capital, it avoids bank lending or going to your shareholders, whatever. You can, instead of that slow organic growth, which is great, but takes forever, you can make the quantum leaps and be a double-sized company this time next year. Okay, we look at the term commission only is bandied about. We prefer the term results before reward because it includes a lot of remuneration schemes that are more than commission only. And in fact, they very rarely are commission only. There's usually something else than just commission in the packages that we put together. But we actually design it just for you. There's certain schemes that work for certain types of companies, and we do all of that. So it's results before reward, RBI, you'll see all over our website that we keep referring to. Now, we have a recruitment system in place and we've tweaked it that's make it work. It's got recruitment funnels, it's got a process. We run actually an interview process day where we gather people together. There's a whole long line and we've changed this to make it actually work and to work fast for you. Now, there are 6 actual types of people that are right for this type of opportunity. Now, one thing we never do, we never actually try to find someone who's looking really for a basic and talk them into this. We don't even talk to such people. We also don't really talk to young people who need their first job, first experience under their belt before they have bigger choices available to them in life. So we tend to avoid those sorts of people and go only for people who are looking for this type of opportunity. There are 6 types. The first type, and they overlap a bit, the first type is the experienced sales executive who is looking for very high income. They've realized that the basic salary is a methodology to give the company they work for more of the share of the profits than into them. Right, and they also realise that if you don't produce a high profit for that company, they're not going to continue paying your basic anyway, so they're going to let you go. So the security of a basic is a myth. That's how they think, but they won't double their share for their results. These are the sort of people that probably worked in a sales team of 100 and they were in the top 10 and they kept paying off lots of people below the average line, 50 of them, and subsidizing them, and they don't want to subsidize them anymore. They want the whole share for themselves. So they're experienced sales executives who are looking for very high income. The second category is what we call entrepreneurs. These are people, entrepreneurs, that really want their own business. They want independence, they want that freedom, they want that creativity. They want various things under the entrepreneur type of heading, but they don't have a creative idea for a new business and they don't have or want to risk their house, their capital, raise lots of money. So they look at these opportunities as a way of having all that independence and stuff, but actually without any investment up front, just have to get on with it. They tend to think differently to the salespeople. Salespeople want things quite quickly to happen. The entrepreneur types are looking to build a long-term portfolio of repeat order, passive income, residuals. That's the sort of thing so they're focused on very different remuneration schemes that we gear them for. The third category is what are commonly now called digital nomads. These are people who want to float around the world, often living in 4-star hotels that are dirt cheap in the sun. They float around places like Thailand, Bali, Costa del Sol, Miami, wherever it happens to be off season, and they can live cheaply, live on the beach, have a fantastic lifestyle for actually a fraction, quite often a fifth or a sixth or even a tenth, I know some people, to their hometown city where they come from. Certainly, as I do, if you live in London, pretty much everywhere is much cheaper. So they've got a London-based salary based in Bali or somewhere. So, and they want that freedom to move about. They want to have a laptop, a phone, a tablet, and wherever they are, they could be on a yacht and they want to do their work from their lifestyle. They're looking for a particular lifestyle. The fourth category are experienced business executives, not in sales, but they're very experienced in business in some other area, any professional area. And they want to use their knowledge and their contacts and their experience in life generally to manipulate those to actually have their own independent source of income, free from, they're getting a bit older perhaps, and they know if they're made redundant on the normal jobs market, it gets harder for them and harder. And they really want that. So they're experienced business executives looking for an opportunity like this. And there's certain schemes we put them into, and quite often they can be better than the salespeople because they haven't learnt the fear of rejection and things like this, and they might have very good networks, and like the digital nomads, they tend to network and use social media more than old-fashioned cold calling, which has pretty much gone out now. The fifth category is what we call couples and partners, people who join as more than one person, usually a husband and wife, but not necessarily. And they have complementary skills and they wanted to run this thing together. So that's actually quite a niche. And the final one, six, is people, what I call the moonlighters. They're people in a full-time day job and they want their own thing, but a bit scared, a bit reticent, a bit worried about the bills in the short term. So they want to build up a bit of an income and then make the big jump. That's actually quite a large category. The marketing, the advertising and the databases is quite different for each of those six categories. That's how we find the people. Now, the big news is that because it's remote, their address can be anywhere. So our talent pool to go from is actually quite large. And we advertise on traditional job boards. We use social media, LinkedIn and Facebook quite a lot. But we also obviously have our own databases that we manipulate. So that's how we get the people. Now, is this right for you? Well, as I say, you've got to be thinking of scaling big and really doubling in the next 12 months. That's the sort of company we're targeting, an owner of a very successful business today, but wants to get to the next level up. That's who we're doing. Now, if you go to our website, Success Moves Sales, you'll find I've written a blog and I've used the acronym MARATHON, which is the 8 letters for the 8 things you need in place in order for this to work. Because if we just recruit people for you and throw them at you, the chances are it will fail if these 8 things are not in place. Now, just briefly, the M is for marketing and lead generation. You need marketing, you need sales funnels, you need lead magnets, you need landing pages, sales funnels, all this type of thing, and some sort of lead generation CRM system to support the sales guys. Next A, administration. You need an administrative support network, which is going to work for people who are remote and are not physically there with you. That makes a difference. So you've got to be realistic about setting that administration up. R is our bit really, where we do the recruitment, which is obviously essential. And there I say there's a certain type of person that write for a certain type of company. A, authority, leadership. You've got to give leadership, motivation and management to those people. So at the beginning, you need to be talking to them every day. You need materials in place. Next, training. You need training and development, and you need it. It's a bit different to the office-based person because there's a lot more on motivation, discipline, getting to your goals, the independence and so forth. And they're a bit lonely, so that anything you can do to keep them in touch or buddy them with each other can be very constructive and helpful. But then after all of that, you need to monitor things to make sure it's happening. Yeah, there needs to be action taken and make sure it's happening, because if you leave these people alone, they'll drift. You've got to actually do everything to make sure it's happening. And the first thing you really got to know, get some metrics, statistics. Your system has got to have some information coming back to you. How many calls, emails are being sent? How many social media messages are being posted? You've got to have those sort of metrics available to you. Then you've got to organize the whole thing, because when we go from 1, 5, 10, 20, 50, 100, that's a lot of people to organize, and there's a whole range of things that you've got to have every aspect of organization absolutely ready for this quantum leap. And finally, N for nationwide. You've got to actually realize that you've got to go nationwide and then international, and you've got to think different languages, different currencies, and really get your act together. So there you have the 8 things that you need to actually make this successful. So we don't just recruit for you, we will actually audit and check that you've got these and tell you what you need to do to get them right. We can actually do it for you, or we can just advise and let you do it. Now the deal, how do we do this? Well, that's even more fantastic. For each person, we pay a recruitment fee, charge a recruitment fee of $4,750 plus VAT if you're based in the UK. And we take one up front and we invoice that for the first 10, we invoice that with 30-day terms, when we've done our interview process day and they start. After 10, we will work on a total profit share basis. So it's totally risk reward for us, both of us, after that date. When we both know each other and we know that we've got all the teething troubles and everything sorted and it's really working and rolling. So if you're interested in doubling your business in the next 12 months, give me a call, 07525 916 574 UK 44. Or email me, alex@successmoves.co.uk, or connect or message me on LinkedIn, where I'm always sort of quite active. Great, have a formidable day, and I hope to talk to you soon.